Look around, brother! You know how this is gonna end. Where you at? Oh, shit. Come on! Come on! Come on!
For Dead Rising 4, better, badder zombies, more stuff to combo, and a better mystery to solve. And we're really excited to bring Frank West back.
It is the 10th year anniversary of our game, and we wanted to go back to our roots. We're going back to Willamette.
Everything's all ready for the holidays, and it's all about consumerism.
Because you have access to all these stores and all the stuff that's in the stores, you can make a lot of crazy weapons.
If you can pick it up, you can use it as a weapon.
So we have combo vehicles out in the world and in the mall that you can drive around in. And the other really cool thing is you get to combo yourself now.
You have a military-grade exosuit. Natural thing you'd hook up to a military exosuit like a Slurpee machine to send a nice tornado after a bunch of zombies.
You can rip parking meters out of the ground and work your way through a horde that way too.
One of our favorite things about Dead Rising 4 are the zombies. They're not just the same old zombies you've seen before. There's 3 different kinds. There's the Horde, which is thousands of those guys. But then we have something called the Freshly Infected. Those are the survivors who've just been bitten, and they turn into a zombie before your eyes. Their eyes glow red, they come running at you. They're hard to kill because they're a frantic attacker.
And then we put another class on top of that, which is the Evo.
They will dodge your attacks, they will run, they will hide, use cover, all that kind of stuff. Dead Rising 4 is better, it's faster, it looks amazing. We have more zombies, more ways to kill them, more combo vehicles, a whole new mystery to solve. We brought back our favorite character, Frank, and we still maintain what was really core to Dead Rising. I think fans are gonna love it.
No! You are not ready! Stay back!
I knew something fell off about the forest.
Keep moving.
it!
On it!
It is time! I will bring it down! You will kill it! Now, boy!
What?
Do it! Off the ice! No!
We've not only worked hard to capture a unique time and place.
Take 1-1, Roswell 6 actual.
real action-focused strategy game.
We're also doubling down on the size of these environments, so I have the space to get involved in some serious combat.
If you want to practice your base strategy, you can go into domination, you can go into deathmatch. If I'm in the mood for a fast game, I can jump into strongholds. So we've got different kind of ways to play the game for different kind of players.
We absolutely want those hardcore players, and we've absolutely got games and game modes that are suited to that. But then we've got, on the other end of the spectrum, modes like Blitz. It's something nobody's ever done before.
Blitz is a whole new way to play RTS.
We're really excited about Blitz.
It really changes the way people will look at RTS games.
Blitz is a fast-paced, arcade action version of Halo Wars 2, where instead of building your army at a base, you're building them before a match as a deck of cards. And you fight by deploying cards from your hand into the battlefield in real time.
There's no base building, there's no economy management, it's all about the combat.
I don't want to worry about tech trees, I don't want to worry about resource collection.
The original design intention for Blitz was to make something really accessible that everybody could enjoy.
Whether you're new to strategy games or an RTS veteran.
Experience the really cool bits of RTS, so commanding a huge army, bringing down huge leader powers.
It's all about playing the right card at the right time.
At the end of the match, you're wielding these large forces with all sorts of different powers and abilities.
And start bringing out bigger guns, marauders, blisterbacks.
Even if you're a really seasoned vet, it's such a different way to play an RTS.
Building a deck is going to be heavily influenced by the leader that you choose going in.
You'll have a number of cards that are unique to that leader.
Trying to differentiate each leader to make them feel like they have a unique purpose and a unique play style.
I tend to be a little more aggressive when I play, so I will lead towards like an Atriox or a Decimus.
I like that we're taking a risk. We're making something really exciting that I think people haven't seen before.
You're playing with the units on the field, you're playing with the leaders and the abilities. I think you're also taking on the player, and you're reacting to what their actions are. You really can turn the tide.
There's always an opportunity to kind of fall back to your base, shut down your opponent's tactic, and then come forward with a strategy of your own.
That's one of the joys of RTS, is the battle's never over till it's over.
Everything the player does in the open world propels Lincoln forward in the narrative. We've also given the city its own diverse criminal ecologies, which play a huge role in Lincoln's quest to tear down the mob. Before we go after Oscar and his crew, we'll want to resupply. And we can do this by calling in our weapons dealer, an associate who has been introduced to us by Cassandra. Once the mobile store arrives, we can pick out the gear that will best suit our playstyle. As with most of the encounters in Mafia 3, Oscar and his crew can be taken on in many different ways. We can go in guns blazing, we can take a stealthier approach, we can even call in reinforcements. It's really all up to the player. But in this playthrough, we've decided to use my favorite approach, which is going in a little quiet to kill Oscar and then fighting our way out.
You're not gonna find me eating that business.
Alright, so we've killed Oscar Sabato, which is a major blow to lose cash flow, and will eventually put him into hot water with his brother Sal. But now, we need to get the hell out of here.
You see that fucker?
People see me and think they're safer. But it's not really me they're seeing. Probably for the best. Knowing everything hinges on a guy from Queens sounds as scary as it feels. No pressure, right?
In this video, we're guiding John through another area controlled by the Separatists. They've pushed back the NATO-backed Georgian forces and taken over a large part of the country, including military bases, civilian towns, comm stations, and industrial facilities. They have a lot of know-how on how to operate the most high-tech facilities, and John's official task is to find out how they can be operating at such a high capacity and then to shut them down. His unofficial agenda, though, is to find his brother, Robert North. Robert was taken by unknown operatives 2 years before, and recent reports indicate he was seen in this area of Georgia. And we're going to find out what's happened to him and get him out. Whether he wants to be helped remains to be seen, as nothing is ever simple in these kind of scenarios. Use your mini-map and realize the environment is your enemy. Not only are there traps around the outposts, but there are deadly cliffs and hungry wild animals. But in this case, the environment can also be your resource, and if we trace these tracks, we'll see a safe path through the minefield. There's one on the rooftop. And always remember about the distance to your target and the wind. Once you get a clean shot, pull the trigger.
John? Why? What did they do to you?
Okay, so we found the prisoner, but we're going to have to cut the mission here to avoid major spoilers.
Soldiers, sailors, and airmen of the Allied Expeditionary Force, you are about to embark upon the great crusade toward which we have striven these many months. The eyes of the world are upon you. The hopes and prayers of liberty-loving people everywhere march with you. In company with our brave allies and brothers in arms on other fronts, you will bring about the destruction of the German war machine, the elimination of Nazi tyranny over the oppressed peoples of Europe, and security for ourselves in a free world. Your task will not be an easy one. Your enemy is well-trained, well-equipped, and battle-hardened. He will fight savagely.
We shall fight on the beaches. We shall fight on the landing grounds. We shall fight in the fields and in the streets. We shall fight in the hills. We shall never surrender.
The tide has turned. The free men of the world are marching together to victory. I have full confidence in your courage, devotion to duty, and skill in battle. We will accept nothing less than full victory. Good luck. Let us all beseech the blessing of Almighty God upon this great and noble undertaking.